What is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GxGamerCast. We're on episode 189 of my little gaming show where once a week I just have to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter, video games. And today we are going back to the Xbox 360 glory days, and we are looking at one of the most treasured franchises on that system. We're talking Gears of War. Particularly, we are looking back at Gears of War 2 and 3. If you want to check out Gears of War 1, go back a couple episodes there. I did an episode on Gears of War Reloaded, I do believe, the one that's available on PlayStation. No, I didn't play it on PlayStation, but I replayed Gears of War 1 again, and it deserves a whole episode in that of itself because there's a lot of memories behind Gears of War 1 in particular. I played it a lot, and you can check out all that, the whole Gears of War episode. It's back there, but today we're looking at the sequel and the sequel to the sequel, Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3, and we're just going to do a retrospective on those two games because I haven't played them in a long time, and this is my third playthrough of the Gears of War franchise, and I would have to say, you would have to think that, I think it's safe to say that Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises out there, even though, we are going to be taking a look at the franchise as a whole, and I feel like, honestly, did Gears of War peak at Gears of War 1, or is there more to Gears of War than just Gears of War 1? So we'll take a look at that as well. But before we get into the Gears of War 2 and 3 talk, let me discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so, as I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener. Let me know what y'all have been up to over whatever amount of time. It doesn't matter. Let me know what movies you've seen recently, watching any awesome TV shows, and of course, let me know what friggin' video games you're playing. There's so many video games out there. Always hit me with recommendations and all that stuff. I love that stuff. I may not get to it right away, but I will add it to my pile, and I will get to it one day. So there we go. All right, so what have I been up to? Well, I finally did it, y'all. Finally did it. Watched Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Now, this isn't like my first watch or anything. This is actually, honestly, I don't know, this is probably my third or fourth time watching Lord of the Rings all the way through, but it's been a very long time for me. This is like well over a decade, probably 15 years since I've rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and oh my goodness, y'all. If you are one of the crazy ones that have not watched Lord of the Rings yet, you gots to. I know it's a big thing, they're big movies, but take them down chunk by chunk and just one movie at a time, and they're so freaking good. The whole trilogy it might very well be the greatest trilogy of movies of all time, because a lot of trilogies kind of got turned into more than a trilogy, but anyway, it's freaking awesome. And you top it off with Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, just an outstanding movie front to back. There might be a scene or two that's kind of like, whatever, but man, the battles, the freaking elephants coming in, oh my god, the Aragorn going to get the army of the undead and bringing them all in, that shit is so badass. The big spider battle, oh man, this movie freaking blew me away. And honest, I will not shy away. I cried like a baby at the end of this one. Not like a baby, but I definitely teared up at the end because it just makes you feel so good. When you finish a grand adventure such as Lord of the Rings, and they're doing the thing, they're hugging, and the big adventure's over. I got emotional and I shed some tears, and it was delightful, absolutely delightful watch. 9.5 out of 10 for Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Not a 10 out of 10 movie, not a perfect film, but I think probably one of the greatest, like, medieval, badass, just so good. If you haven't watched Lord of the Rings, watch Lord of the Rings, please. And oh man, you will thank me later, but still so good. The effects, especially in the third movie, compared to the first movie, which they're only a couple of years difference from when they came out, pretty damn impressive. The work that was put into the third movie still looks really good. Even the computer animation and stuff like that, actually pretty damn good still. So it wasn't laughably bad. Like, there are some scenes in Fellowship of the Rings that are kind of like, it looks kind of like shit, but Return of the King, legitimately unbelievable movie. 9.5 out of 10. It's a must watch. Where did I watch? I think they're all over the place, these movies. I watched this one on Crave. You might have to jump around from other streaming sites to watch them all, but I don't think they're all three of them are streaming in one spot. But I watched this one on Crave, so they might be on Crave right now. So check them out while they're still hot, baby, because there's still some freaking unbelievable movies. So freaking good. Do I like them more than Harry Potter? Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, that's hard. I grew up on both of these movies, but Harry Potter was a longer period of time. There's more movies. I think I still prefer Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings is probably the better made movies, but Harry Potter, come on, talk. It's Harry Potter. Anyway, that's a conversation for a different day. So finally took down the Lord of the Rings movies, and no, I still don't really feel appealed at all, or just really no interest in the Hobbit trilogy. That one just doesn't appeal to me. I would skip that, go straight for Lord of the Rings. And apparently there's a new Lord of the Rings movie coming out. Jesse told me about it. Apparently it's got the dude that plays Aragorn. He's returning as Aragorn in it. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm hype. I'm hype. That's all I know. If it's Lord of the Rings, I'm hype. All right, let's talk TV shows. We got It, Welcome to Derry. This was also on Crave, and holy, I was impressed by this show, especially the effects going on in this. If you've not watched It or heard of It, it's a horror movie, very popular with the clown. And then there's this TV show. I don't feel like a lot of people talked about this TV show. Kind of went under the radar, I think. Honestly, I just haven't heard anything about it. I've had it on my list for a long time. My wife and I decided to finally tackle it, and it was a delight. We crushed 6 straight episodes of the 8, and finished off the last 2. Delightful. Homie that plays Pennywise the Clown, Bill, is it something Skarsgård? Anyway, he returns and reprises his role as Pennywise in the TV show, which I thought was just awesome. I feel like you had to do that if you're going to do it, and they did. He was awesome. The effects were awesome. The kids were awesome. It was a awesome show. 8 out of 10. That was a great show. Really enjoyed that one. If you like the movies, definitely got to watch It, Welcome to Derry. It is the prequel. It tells you, it's like the origin story of how it started. You can watch the It movies right after that. We thought about it. We might rewatch It 2 and all that and see. They're kind of long, but they were really enjoyable, and it's been a long time. So we'll see where that one goes. But been watching that. Really enjoyed It, Welcome to Derry. Let's talk video games. Lots of video games. So I crushed and finished Dark Souls 2. It's Dunyan. Rings. Absolutely slaughtered that game. That game was kicking my ass last time I talked about it. I turned around, kicked its ass, and we're going to talk about that on the next episode, and I can't freaking wait. It's going to be a very interesting episode. We're going to be discussing, is Dark Souls 2 a bad video game? So we'll be answering that question next week on the next episode 190. And I was going to do it for this episode, but I didn't want it to be too close to Bloodborne, so I'm trying to spread the FromSoft love a little bit here, because there's even another episode I'm thinking of doing, ranking the FromSoft video games from hardest to least hardest to hardest, with the hardest bosses of each game. So we're gonna do that, because I've now officially played all the main FromSoft games from their modern generation, from Demon Souls to Elden Ring. I played them all. So I haven't played Night Rain. That's the only one I haven't played, and I'm just not counting that one right now. So anyway, definitely want to be talking Dark Souls, so I'll save the Dark Souls conversation for that episode. Should be a doozy, because there's a lot to talk about. All the bosses, there's so many bosses, holy crap. So we'll do that. So Dark Souls 2 done, and I'll leave my opinions open right now. We'll just leave that as it is. Started playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This is one I've been waiting to play, been dying to play since I first played Like a Dragon. I think it's just called Like a Dragon. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Anyway, unbelievable game. Absolutely loved it. Fell in love with Ichiban. He has become one of my most favorite characters of all time, and I've been dying to get into this game. I purchased it, and then it came out on Game Pass. It came out on the PlayStation Plus, so I was just like, whatever, I don't even care. Wasted $25, but I think $25 for Infinite Wealth, I couldn't resist that deal, so I bought it. But it is available on Game Pass now. You can get it if you have the PlayStation Plus premium thing. It's on there as well. So now, early impressions, a little bit underwhelmed right now, I will admit. I'm not enjoying it as much as I did the first Like a Dragon game. Maybe because it's the the whole flair of the game is worn off now. Now it's like, oh, the whole new mechanics of it being an RPG and a new character and a new location is kind of worn off. So I'm familiar with the characters. We're just getting reintroduced. I'm so happy to be back. That's all I can say. It has shifted. We have gone to a new location. We're in fucking Hawaii right now. Y'all, we're in Hawaii? I did not see that coming. So that makes sense why they had a pirate Yakuza in Hawaii video game. I was like, okay, so that makes sense now why that happened. But I'm chilling in Hawaii right now with Ichiban and the boys. We got some new characters, got some old returning characters. We got fucking Kiryu is here. I was like, I didn't even recognize Kiryu on the box art. That's how different he looks from just the way he has. So I didn't even recognize him. I'm kind of embarrassed, but regardless, playing that, it is awesome. Really enjoying it. Though underwhelmed with just like, I haven't found like the awesome mini games yet. I'm waiting for one of those like side things to really grab me. There hasn't been like go-karting yet. There hasn't been any slot cars. No business management stuff. No. The one that's kind of gotten me so far is the Sujimon thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do an episode on Infinite Wealth. I haven't decided yet. Haven't been taking notes early on. Just kind of been enjoying the game. I've talked a lot about Yakuza on this podcast, and they're all, I'm not going to say they're all the same, but they're kind of, they're similar. They're very similar, but really enjoying it so far. So we'll see where it goes. I'm numerous hours into it so far, so I've really been crushing that. Started playing Pixel Junk Monsters 2 on my Switch. Really random. I've never played it before. I heard it's a tower defense game. I loved Bloons Tower Defense. Used to play the shit out of that at school on the PCs there. So I've always kind of craved a good tower defense game. They're few and far between. The last one I played was with the homie Jesse. I don't know if you remember this one, but Sanctum 2, I believe it was called. That game was dope. It's a first-person shooter tower defense game. Loved it. It was super fun, and I haven't played a tower defense since. And Pixel Junk Monsters, delightful. Perfect handheld game. I love playing it handheld on the couch, watching a little TV with my wife. It is perfect for that. In terms of tower defense, it's a tower defense game. You put up little defending towers, you stop the little dudes from showing up. Each one, every tower has a speciality and so on and so forth. Delightful, absolutely delightful. You can get it dirt cheap, and if you like a good tower defense game, I think you could do worse than Pixel Junk Monsters 2. It's a delightful time. Been playing that a little bit. What else do we got? Oh, geez. Okay, so just kind of a little bit of this and that here and there. Lego Batman 2, been playing a little bit of that with my wife. Music is fantastic. Jesse and I finished off Gears of War 3 today, so that was a good sesh. We had played like 3 hours and just finished Gears of War 3. Just dusted that bitch off. We haven't played it in a long time, so we just decided, let's just do this thing. Crushed Gears of War 3, so we'll talk about Gears of War 3 as well. Played a little Helldivers with the homie Kyle, and I was actually talking to Jesse. The more I play Helldivers, the more I'm starting to not like it. That's a little harsh, but the more I'm starting to see where Jesse was coming from when he said he didn't like the game and that it was boring. And I'll admit, my most recent play of Helldivers was pretty boring. I was a little bit like, yawn. I was like, what's going on? Like, admittedly, we weren't playing on the hardest difficulty that we were used to playing on. We're playing on a lower difficulty just to kind of get used to it. We hadn't played in a little while, so I don't know, bro. I was a little bit bored. I'm starting to side with Jesse now that, like, okay, the game's a little bit boring, especially, like, comparatively to some other games that I played recently, like Warhammer, Space Marine 2. That game, I thought it blew Helldivers out of the water. Though they're not necessarily the same kind of game, I just had way more fun with that, and I would rather play that game. So we'll see where it goes with Helldivers. I don't know how much more I'm going to play of that game. It just, it might get uninstalled from the Xbox. Just because, I don't know, I'm just not really enjoying it, not having a lot of fun with it. But I played a little bit of that, played a little bit of Rocket League. We played, what else did we play? Oh, played a little more Chivalry 2. And that game's starting to get its hooks into me a little bit. I started playing as the Archer, and the Archer was a lot of fun. You don't necessarily get a lot of kills, but you're a good support role. You're getting those pot shots in there while the knights are in there doing the hard work. You're just getting some nice little, I shot him in the leg, but you get some satisfying kills as well. Like, I shot a dude right in the fucking face. It was freaking glorious, man. It was awesome. So, you get some glorious kills in Chivalry. I'm very late to the party with Chivalry, but it's still going strong. There's still a good community of players there. I'm having fun with it. I don't mind jumping in for like an hour and just shooting some people in the faces, lobbing off some arms. And it's a really good game. I wish, I just was not in that phase of game style at the time. I was not playing multiplayer games, especially like new ones. Like, I was just like, oh, fuck that. If people already got their hands on it, I'm not going to try because people are already way too good. And yeah, I'm dying a bunch. I don't care. It's just fun. It's just fun to play. So I got my hands on I'm going to get my hands on the crossbow next and see how that goes. And Chivalry 2, good time right there. And yeah, that's everything I've been up to. So as I always say, let me know what y'all have been up to. What games have you been playing? I've seen that the homie Kyle's been playing PGA Tour golf game. I'm like, what is going on with that? I've seen him playing some TGC, I think it's called TGC Card Shop Simulator. That game, I also downloaded that. That looks really awesome. I also downloaded Absalom. I believe it's called Absalom. I'm trying to get Jesse to play it with me because it's co-op, and I'm like, yo, come on, like, what more, like a beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up, like, fun times, like, that sounds like a good time. He's not sold on it yet, but I think I'll try my best. I want to play it with him. I think it'd be fun. Roguelike, friggin', side-scrolling beat 'em up, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. So even though personally I'm not the biggest beat 'em up fan as well, I've played them. I played them growing up. Like, I played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games growing up as a kid, and some other weird obscure ones like on Sega Saturn that I played. There's a Sega Saturn episode back there somewhere you can listen to all the weird Sega Saturn games that I played. I grew up with a weird list of Sega Saturn games, not a regular child. I had Tomb Raider, that was normal. Anyway, that's something else, but let me know what y'all have been up to, and especially some movie recommendations. Looking for movie recommendations. I'm a little dry on movies right now. I don't really have a lot on my lists that are really appealing to me right now, so I need some movies to watch, so send them on in. It is wrestling season, so I may not be able to get to all the movies right away, but send them in. Horror movies, weird movies. I like movies with a lot of variety in them. Anything, just send them in. If you saw a good movie lately, let me know about it. Alright, so there we go. Let's talk about frickin' Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3. We're gonna put them together because there's not really a lot to say about Gears of War 3, but we'll talk about Gears of War 3 anyway because I played it and it was still a good frickin' time. So let's talk about Gears of War 2 and 3. Wow, so Gears of War 2, come on down, let's get this game going. When did this game come out? Hold on, I got it written down here somewhere. Nope, that's Gears 3. Originally released November 7th, 2008 by Epic, and it was a very, very highly anticipated sequel. I remember a lot of commercials, even though I don't remember the impact of the commercials from Gears 1 with the Mad World commercials. There was definitely a huge marketing campaign behind Gears of War 2. It was a huge game for Xbox in 2008, and I think honestly, I think it reached the hype. Is it better than Gears of War 1? I guess we'll discover that as we go on throughout this conversation. But the hype was real for Gears of War 2, man. There was a lot of marketing, a lot of hype, a lot of freaking, this was a huge sequel. Now, I don't think was it to the levels of Halo? I don't think so. Like, Halo 3 was absolutely massive the year prior in 2007. And then even in 2008, you had Grand Theft Auto 4 came out, and that was the biggest media release of all time. That's movies, that's music, that's all things media. So Maybe it got shoved under the rug a little bit because of the impact of Grand Theft Auto 4 and maybe the year before with Halo 3, but man, Gears of War was big and still is pretty damn big. Even though I know it doesn't have the impact that it used to have, I'm still hype as shit for Gears of War E-Day. I bring it up all the time. E-Day. I think recently they just announced like an E-Day press conference or something like that is coming out, so that's exciting. Hopefully we get a release date for E-Day. That would be really cool. But 2008, man, what the heck were you doing in 2008? I know I was being let down by such games like SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. That game kind of sucked. Well, I can't say it sucked, but it was definitely a huge downgrade from 2007, which in my eyes is the greatest wrestling game of all time. Now that's a conversation for a different day. We're talking about Gears of War right now. But 2008, man, 2008, what the heck? I don't know, like, like I said, we talked about Grand Theft Auto 4, I believe that was 2008. I feel like that was 2008. That was big. But, man, Gears of War. All right, so the story takes place 6 months after Gears of War 1, the big bombing ending in that game. So we're 6 months after, which is feels about right. You get back into the action. We left it on a bit of a cliffhanger there after Gears of War 1. Marcus, Dom, and crew are taking the fight to the Locust Swarm and searching for Dom's lost wife, Maria. So that was a big deal. I actually have the collector's edition of Gears of War 2 with the picture of Dom and Maria. I have the picture, bro. I still have it. It's weird. It was a weird thing to put into a collector's edition. It's not something... I don't know why. I found it at relatively cheap at my local gaming shop back in the day, and I was like, why not? I love Gears of War. Let's get the big Steelbook Collector's Edition, and I still have it to this date. It's proudly displayed on my gaming shelf, and because it's one of my favorite franchises, for sure. So, taking place 6 months after the original game. So let's get into it. So what are the bigger changes now? Well, obviously you have much better cutscenes, or not cutscenes, but the graphics are better. They improved the graphics. The Unreal Engine is back. I don't remember what engine they were using. I think they were on, and I feel like it was 3, but they might have moved on to 4 at this point. I don't remember. But playing this game today, I was playing it on my Xbox Series S, and they have the upscale graphics, they have the upscale frames per second, so they upscale the game and everything. I still had, like, extreme blurriness during the cutscenes, like, wasn't just my monitor blurry, but it was like, whoa, what the heck is going on? Which was weird, because the cutscenes were really blurry, but the in-game was fine. Looked great, actually. Looked still a very good-looking game. The in-game engine holds up very well. Like, the lighting's still very impressive. Now, again, this is coming off of playing a modern console, and it has some upscaling, so I'm not talking about the original graphics, even though originally... the Gears of War games are one of the best looking games of that generation. Like, they still look good in my opinion. They get up-resed a little bit, but they still look fantastic. It was very disappointing to see how blurry the cutscenes were, because I was like, yo, these things, I could tell underneath the blurriness, that shit was banging. Looking good, looking real good. The blood, the gore, it's all here. It's still fantastic. Gears of War looking fantastic. And they've definitely, like, shown off an improved amount of scale. They have a lot more enemies on screen at the same time. Runs really nice and smooth. Everything's bigger and badder. Exactly what you expect out of a sequel. Like, that's bigger, badder, better, everything. That's what you want out of a sequel. And I think Gears of War hits that level. Is it one of the greatest sequels of all time? I personally don't think so. I don't think they added enough new mechanics. There wasn't anything really revolutionary added to the Gears of War franchise into. Yes, they did add in Horde mode, but revisiting Horde mode, it was pretty basic bitch, man. It was very basic bitch. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because, the homie Jesse and I, we talk about it all the time with the zombies, Call of Duty. We liked it basic bitch in zombies. We don't like how zombies has evolved into this, like, weird rituals and, like, fucking all these weird mechanics you gotta do now. We don't like that. So, basic bitch is fine, but it wasn't the Horde mode that I remembered. So apparently I was playing a different Horde mode. I was probably on Gears of War 3's Horde mode, which I actually didn't have time to revisit for this episode, but we did go back and play some Horde mode. And all I can say is that the Horde mode in Gears of War 2 was very underwhelming. It was very just, here's a wave of enemies, kill them, reload your guns, reload your ammo, here comes another wave, and like, yeah, it wasn't to the level I was remembering. Like, you could put up traps, and like, you know, you can defend your area a lot more, so that has evolved as the Gears of War franchise has moved on. But gameplay-wise, I think is where Gears of War kind of peaked in terms of Gears of War 1. Like, it was just so damn good. The gameplay, there hasn't been a lot of gameplay changes in the Gears of War franchise. Yes, they tweaked a thing here or there. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We'll get more into it, but I think graphically is probably where the franchise improved the most throughout the franchise's existence. The story's always, the story's fine. I'm not really playing Gears of War for the compelling story. I think the story is fine. It does its job. It's there. It's good enough. I don't think it's bad. The characters are really good. I really enjoy the characters, of course. We could talk about some of the characters. They return, a lot of them. Dom is back. He's a favorite. He's got a bigger role in this game for sure. He's kind of got one of the main missions of the game is finding his wife Maria, and that's been his goal throughout the quest of this first 2 games here. So that's a big deal. Dom's got a bigger role. Marcus is not in the background. He's still the main guy. He's still fucking Marcus Phoenix, the man, the homie. You got Baird and the Coltrane returning as well. There's some newer characters as well. I think Dizzy is kind of, I don't remember if Dizzy was in the first game, but Dizzy is kind of a reoccurring character that gets more popular in the second game. You see a lot more of Dizzy. But, Dom gets a bigger role, bigger part of the story for sure, and his character development is quite good throughout this game as well. But anyway, some other shout-outs I want to talk about for Gears of War in terms of graphically. When you're inside the giant worm, that shit was awesome. Awesome and disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. Bodily fluids all over the place and so much blood. It looks so glorious. Like, your characters are getting soaked in blood and bodily fluids. Looked really good. Improved character details as well and animations. Like, the facial features, pretty fucking impressive for Xbox, especially Gears of War 3. I guess I'll just kind of coop them together here, both games, graphically. Gears of War 3 is a damn fine looking game, man. That's a damn good looking game. I still think it looks really good. Gears of War 3 came out in 2011, so September 20th, 2011? So actually quite a few years later than I expected. Usually it was like, games didn't take as long back then to make, but that was a 3-year gap. 2009, 10, yeah, so maybe, I don't know, it could have still been in and around that 2.5-year gap, so I don't know, it's still pretty good. But 2011 for Gears of War 3, and this is arguably going to be one of the best looking games on the Xbox 360. It was late in the 360's life cycle, and it goes out with a bang, man. Gears of War 3 is a damn fine looking game. The shadow effects, really impressive. The background's looking really good, and the cutscenes, even though they're still blurry, I know underneath the blurriness, they're damn fine looking. These games have aged very nicely. Most games are being made on the Unreal Engine now. It's one of the most well-known, well-used, most used in game development now, so it holds up really good. I don't know, they're still good-looking games. So we'll move on from that. We'll go to sound design now, and oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I guess there's also some more weather effects as well. There's some like hail, rain stuff that looks pretty good. The rain effects are pretty good as well. Anyway, we'll move on to sound design. The music in Gears of War, I need to put more respect on it. That shit bangs, man. Holy moly. Is the music ever fantastic in the Gears of War franchise? Like, it's not as iconic as Halo, but it might be better, like, through and through than Halo, because, like, damn, dude, like, go back and listen to it, man. Go back and play those Gears of War games. It is freaking awesome. The sound design is freaking excellent. You know, we're talking snapping necks, sounding really good. Chainsaws revving, ripping through bone and flesh. I talked about this in Gears of War, the Gears of War episode, but it sounds even better than before. Still love Marcus saying Anya and sweet. I love when he says sweet. It's so, his one-liners crack me up. And we get some new enemy types. We get some new enemy types in Gears of War 2. Not too many different ones. You got the returning, what the hell are they called? The COG and the See, now I got Gears of War 3 enemies stuck in my head because I just came off of Gears of War 3. And you don't get a lot of the shit, what the hell are they called? I don't even remember. The krill, the crows, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you don't get a lot of new enemies, but you do get this one new enemy. It's called the Grinder. He is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite enemies ever because he's just this big, goofy guy with his big, goofy gun, and he just goes, grind! And he's just, oh man, that's one of my wife and I, we still quote this guy all the time. It's one of our favorite things in video games. I love the Grinder. So rise and grind for the Grinder because he is the man. Way better than the Boomer. Boomer just saying boom, like, no, you got grind. It's so freaking good. You got Marcus going, Anya. And just wait. The coolest thing probably about Gears of War 3 is the fact that you get to play. I got to play as Anya. Anya joins the fight. It's friggin' awesome. That's probably the coolest thing that they did in Gears of War 3. It's not really new. She doesn't play any different, but it's the fact you get to play as Anya. She's hot, she's badass, and she says sweet too. And it's freaking hilarious. And I love it. Absolutely love the sound design. The music hits harder than I just didn't remember the music hitting that hard in Gears of War. I remember it being really good, but like, damn, dude, y'all fucking crazy. Baird and Coltrane are back. Said that before, but even they get a little bit more of a, they definitely don't get the front page. They do get their own game eventually. Jesse and I plan on playing Judgment, playing that. I don't think it's going to get an episode. It's kind of it's the spin-off game of the original trilogy, and after this Gears of War 3, that's when Gears of War goes in a different direction. You got different characters, you got different story, and yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to cover the rest of the Gears of War games, because I don't really love them the way that I love the original trilogy, but we'll probably keep it that. We'll see where Judgment goes. Judgment may earn itself an episode. We'll see where it goes, but I thought about waiting, but it doesn't matter. We can talk about Judgment. There's opportunity there. So I will be replaying Judgment because I've only played it the one time, and it's actually really damn good. Really damn good game. But Baird and Cole, they get their own game, so they'll get more of a front page in that Judgment game. So we'll talk about the gameplay now. Like I said, not a lot has changed here from Gears of War 1. You got the stick and cover shooting system. Pretty much unchanged. Feels really good to me. It probably is a little bit cleaner. Like, I did complain about it a little bit. More so just, that was kind of the big complaint I remember everyone talking about. Oh, the stick and cover shooting system. I get stuck on things I don't want to get stuck onto, and I roll when I don't want to roll. It's like, whatever. I'm used to it. I've been playing Gears of War for a very long time. Been revisiting the series for a long time, so I'm used to the stick and cover system. Feels good to me. The shooting feels really good. It's more crisp. Just feels great. I love the shooting in Gears of War. The guns are great. Not a lot of new guns. I don't even think I wrote down any of the new guns or anything because there's just really not that much. The screen shaking during running is still here, and that's a thing that I think has gone the way of the dodo. It's kind of gone extinct. That was a 360 era thing, the screen shaking, blood splatter on the screen, the that kind of effects. We don't really see that much anymore. So it's just really unfortunate you can't turn it off in these games, at least that I could see. Couldn't turn it off, so you had to deal. So when you do hold the A button, you start running, the screen kind of shakes to simulate like, oh, we're running, and it's like, it's immersive, yes, but it also is it kind of takes me out of the experience at the same time. So I get what they were going for right there, but it just doesn't really work. So I'm happy that is kind of something that's gone away, or even if it is in a game today, it's something you could probably turn off because, like, man, that's been something that's come a long way, is accessibility in video games. You can do a lot of crazy stuff with games nowadays, but yeah, still some limited features in the Gears of War 2 and 3, but yeah, the screen shake kind of sucks, but the shooting cover system feels good to me. You got I think it's new, the new meat shield mechanic, so you can pick up a downed enemy, you can hold them, you can use them as a shield, you just pull out your pistol, you can shoot enemies, or you can just break his neck. That's always a good option. You can just break the dude's neck. That's always good. Like I said, not a lot of new weapons. I didn't write down any of the new weapons because they weren't really all that special. I don't know if the sawed-off shotgun gets featured in this game. It might have been Gears 3, but it fucking sucks. Absolutely garbage weapon. Most of the new weapons they add kind of suck. So the ones that come off the top of my head. So you have the sawed-off shotgun, sucks. Reload is terrible, shoots both bullets at once. You better hit, or you're fucked, because the reload is so bad on it. So that gun is absolutely useless. You got the Retro Lancer. Cool concept. I like the idea of it, but it shoots terribly. The recoil on it is awful. I would much prefer a regular Lancer. I would take the regular Lancer over it any day. And then you have basically a sword on the end of it, and you can run and stab people with it. The animation is really cool. The kill is awesome. It's much harder to pull off than a chainsaw kill. You gotta like run and aim at the same time. You got the screen shaking mechanic really fighting you at that point. So it's pretty tough, but it's just not a great weapon. One of the best new weapons, again, don't know if it gets introduced in Gears 2 or 3, but the one shot. This thing is fucking dope. It's basically a 50 cal Barrett 50 cal sniper rifle, and it's the name is perfect. One shot. Whatever you shoot with this thing is gonna one shot kill that bitch. It's gonna mist it. It's gonna send it to the Shadow Realm. It's gonna absolutely end whatever you have in its sights. It's done. It's absolutely finished. So that's a good weapon. I think it's called the Mulcher. Again, I'm not sure. I think that's a new weapon. It's fine. It's just a, what do you call it? A machine gun, a Gatling gun, if you will. It's fine. It does the job. But I kind of stuck with my original weapons. One weapon gets a hell of a glow up, and that's the Hammer Burst. I rated the original weapons in Gears of War that episode. I rated all the weapons, the OG weapons, and the Hammer Burst, I respected it. I respected the Hammer Burst, but who the fuck used the Hammer Burst in Gears of War 1? The only time you use the Hammer Burst is when you accidentally pick it up and you drop your Lancer. But legitimately, by Gears of War 3, the Hammer Burst is a deadly-ass weapon. I would have upgraded that gun. The Hammer Burst by Gears 3 is like an A-. That gun is legitimately deadly. The only thing that sucks about it is it doesn't get a lot of ammo, but considering your enemy is using that gun, you got ammo all over the place. Fucking hell of a weapon. But the originals, they can't top the originals. The sniper rifle, the Nasher shotgun, the original Lancer with the chainsaw on it. It's the best. And they add in some better animations for the chainsaw kills. You can kill them from behind. You can like just fucking chainsaw them from asshole up to their throat. It's excellent. Double chainsaw kills. You get the chainsaw duel. That's added. That's really epic. Really fun to watch. Sometimes your enemy will also have a Lancer. They'll come up to you. They'll be trying to melee you. You're trying to melee them. Bang! You get a clanging of chainsaws. It's epic. You mash the B button, and hopefully you win the duel, and you slaughter that Locust. That's what they're called. Locust. So there we go. Got it. So you still get the Locust in Gears of War 2. Gears of War 3, you get this new enemy called the Lambit. They're cool. Like, there's nothing, like, wrong with them. It's just they're just not the Locust. And, like, we grew up shooting the Locust and killing the Locust. They're the bad guys. Then you try to shove in this new enemy in Gears of War 3. And it's like, they're gooey. They got this, like, yolk coming out of them. I think they call it emulsion. It's like, nah, it's yolk. It's icky. I don't like it. I don't know. They aren't as satisfying to kill. Though I would probably give them the edge in terms of design. I think they're really cool. They do some, like, Resident Evil style transformations, and, like, their limbs get really long, and they get some tentacle things going on. It's interesting, but just when it comes down to it, they're just, for some reason, even though they're almost identical to the Locust, they're just not as fun to kill. And Jesse had the same opinion on that as well. So I don't think it's just me. Something about that in Gears of War 3. I would also, I'll save that for later. We'll save that story talk. So no new iconic weapons in the sequel to Gears of War that I could really pick out. It's nice that the Hammer Burst got a nice glow up, and it's finally a reasonable weapon. You don't get, like, devastated when you accidentally pick it up and you lose your Lancer or something. It's not the end of the world. Like, you just want to restart the game and shit. But yeah, not a lot of new weaponry there of note. The one shot is the one. It's like the one gun that I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, that's a good gun. And then you get the new Horde mode, which like I said, is pretty plain. Straight up wave after wave, increasing your score. No defenses, no buying anything. So that's like Gears of War 3. So and I didn't play it. So I don't really have much to say about the Horde mode other than, like, I played it. I wanted it to be as awesome as Zombies. It just wasn't. That's really all there is to say there is to it. It just wasn't Zombies. It was a good mode. Like, I really enjoyed it. The multiplayer as well. I discussed this in the Gears 1 episode. I wasn't big on the multiplayer in Gears of War. I was a campaign guy. I loved the fact that I can play it co-op. So you got a co-op shooter campaign. I was all about it back then. Still am. Like, you give me a shooter co-op campaign, oh baby. Like, I still enjoy playing the Halo campaigns. Gears of War, still playing them. Oh fuck yeah. So if you have any recommendations for those, I probably played them all, but anyway, there might be some that slipped through the cracks. I even played Fear 3. Fear 3 has a co-op campaign. Friggin' awesome. Even though it's not a very good Fear game, it's still a good game, I thought. So anyway, that's a conversation for a different day. So not a lot of new features. See, this is why I can't really necessarily call it one of the best sequels of all time. Yes, they add in the Horde mode. Is it revolutionary to the series? A little bit. It's a thing that goes on to live in the rest of the franchise and continues to grow and grow. So I don't know. Maybe it is a bigger addition to the games than I think it is. It just was kind of basic bitch at the time. The multiplayer is the multiplayer. I didn't play a lot of it, so I don't really have a lot to say. Now, the campaign. The campaign is dope, man. The campaign in Gears of War 2 really kicks off, like, really awesome. I love, you're riding, we call it, it's Betty. She has a name, the big car, tank, whatever Gears of War car that you're driving at the beginning of the game through the mountainside and stuff. Freaking awesome. Like, you're tearing up trees, you're mowing down dozens of locusts, like, you can see them on the ground, there's just dozens of them running around. Very, very impressive first level. Shows off all the new scale, like, oh, look how many more creatures we can have on screen, look how much size there is. Like, compared to Gears of War 1, more of a small scale operation. Like, it's not this huge scale. Like, in Gears of War 2, okay, we're rallying the troops, we got the tanks, all the big guns are rolling together, with the homies are rolling, bro, and they're rolling together, and it's way bigger scale. So I was very impressed with what they did in the first mission of Gears of War 2. Might have peaked right there. That might be like my favorite part of the game. Really good part. We move on to other parts of the game that really stood out to me. That first mission ends with the introduction of the new badass dual chainsaw wielding foe with the dreadlocks that go crazy. Pretty freaking awesome. The Locusts use a giant worm to sink entire cities, which makes Marcus very, very upset. He gets so angry during that scene, but it's understandable. They are sinking entire cities using a giant worm. Very cool. Then you get the newcomer, Ty. He gets tortured to death by locusts, so he doesn't get to stay around very long. But you would think, when he first shows up, you're like, oh, this guy's got fucking tattoos on his face. He's fucking 8 feet tall. He's 400 pounds. No one's going to kill this guy. He gets tortured, like, really badly, and, like, it's a pretty intense scene. Like, Marcus thinks he's okay, and he, like, hands him a gun, and then everyone's like, oh, shit, like, whoa. And he ends up shooting himself in the head, and that's, like... So, Gears of War is a very mature franchise. Very mature. There's fucking blood everywhere. People killing themselves. Very dark times. We're literally at the end of the world. Like, this is end of the world, apocalypse. This is terrible. This is a terrible time to be alive. So, yeah, it's a very dark game. And Gears of War 2 gets very, very dark. We haven't even gotten to the darkest part of the game yet. And Ty getting tortured and killing himself because he was tortured so badly by the locusts, he just lost his mind. Like, that was a very impactful scene for me. Like, that fucked me up a little bit right there. I was like, damn, dude, this, like, big unstoppable monster got absolutely destroyed by the locusts. So locusts get an upgrade in this game. They're more just evil and fucked up than I ever thought they were. They're not awesome. You get some more driving in sequences in this game. That I talked about it in the Gears of War 1 episode, being my least favorite part of the game was the driving sequences. They're not great, but they are much improved over Gears of War 1. The shooting huge groups of enemies was actually pretty damn fun. Crossing the frozen lake, though, not so fun. That was not a lot of fun. But then you get the double Brumac fight. You get a double Brumac fight, and again, that so much more scale. Like, you get what? You get a couple of glimpses of the Brumac in Gears of War 1. You do fight one, but now at this point we've seen like dozens of these fuckers. So it's like so much more scale. So that's dope. The boat ride was hilarious. Going off of this 200-foot waterfall, fucking Indiana Jones style, and being completely fine. Like, come on now. Like, that we should all been dead, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. The Leviathan, they have this big Leviathan fight. And I feel like during this time, 2008, 2009, 2010, you had to have this big Leviathan fight. I remember the big Leviathan in Resistance 2. And that thing was all over the marketing. That was the big thing. Like, oh, you're going to fight this big giant fucking fish. And, oh, it's going to be amazing. And it wasn't. It was very underwhelming. I played it. It was fine. It was whatever. It was kind of dull. It wasn't that cool. It was kind of lame. So anyway, Gears of War, here's their big Leviathan fight. It's not as big as the one in Resistance 2, but it is, it's pretty good, actually. I actually enjoyed it. You're fighting on a boat, and then you have to, like, go inside of its mouth and, like, shoot inside of its mouth. It was actually pretty creative. It took Jesse and I a second to, like, oh yeah, we got to go inside of its mouth, fuck it up on the inside. And I was like, that was pretty creative. That was a pretty good boss fight. It's hard. It's hard to do creative boss fights in a shooter. I feel like very few games can really pull it off, but I thought that was one of the better ones. Now we get to, so I've already kind of been spoiling the game. I'm going to be spoiling this game. It's old as shit. If you haven't played Gears of War and you're a PlayStation person, I'm sorry, because you just haven't had the opportunity yet to experience these games, but I'm going in there. I'm going for the big spoiler. So Dom. We talked about Dom's chase for Maria, and boy, is it ever a twist in this game. So you show up, and Marcus is all like, Dom, I don't know about this, man. And Dom's all like, no, dude, she's alive. And he's super optimistic. Finds Maria. We find her. And she's completely fine. No, she's not. No, she is not. She is not fine. She's like this ghoul witch woman. She is fucked. But Dom sees her as the wife that he's always loved and known. And it's a really heartbreaking scene. Like, I don't think I cried like the first time I experienced this, but it was devastating. Like, I was very invested in Dom and finding Maria. I was like, when you first see the scene and she's fine, I thought she was okay. I thought she was completely fine. And then I got swerved. They turn her around and she's like ghoul. And you're like, oh, fuck, no. And you just feel so devastated for Dom. You feel so bad. You're like, dude, that sucks. So that is the big, like, bomb that gets dropped on us in this game. And there's more bombs to be dropped. Gears of War 3, come on down. Since we're talking about bombs being dropped, here comes the spoiler for Gears of War 3. Gears of War 3, let's talk Dom. So Dom, he's been through some shit, obviously, right? We show up in Gears of War 3. It's 18 months after the events of Gears of War 2, and Dom has become Wolverine. He's grown out his hair. He's got a big beard now, and he looks exactly like Wolverine. He's just let himself go. But he's still muscular, so it's okay. But Dom actually ends up sacrificing himself in Gears of War 3, and I completely forgot that happened. So, spoiler alert, Dom dies. He did. He sacrifices himself for the greater good. You know, it's honestly not the greatest sacrifice. Didn't really need to be done, but he did it anyway. Completely understand where he's coming from. You know, he's lost everything at this point. He's still in this shitty world, fighting the shitty enemy, and it's just a shitty thing, but that was another impactful scene from Gears of War, so I gotta give them some props, man. Like, Gears of War, that trilogy, man, this trilogy has had some moments, man. Like, there are some heartbreaking, just devastating scenes in this game that went down, and, like, that's one of them, man. Like, Dom's sacrifice, Maria's, you know, the discovery of Maria, Ty's freaking just losing his mind. Like, that shit was crazy, man. I think Gears of War would make a phenomenal TV show / movie. It's probably already in production. They're probably already doing it, but they could make it really dark. I think it would make a great HBO show, make it really, really dark. And yeah, dude, I think Gears of War would make a phenomenal TV show. You got that Dom thing. Like, oh, it writes itself. Absolutely writes itself. But yeah, Gears of War got some moments, man. Absolutely has some moments. So sorry if you haven't experienced them yet, but I had to talk about them because, like, that's some real shit right there. All right. Oh, I almost forgot. there's another devastating scene that happens. Another spoiler alert, but in Gears of War 3, so Marcus, you get some interactions with Marcus and his dad throughout the trilogy, and it's not like they like each other, they get along. It's really not the greatest relationship. They don't really develop that relationship all that well throughout the trilogy. So when Marcus's dad turns into dust and dies right in front of him, it wasn't as impactful as like the previous scenes we just talked about, Dom's sacrifice and so on and so forth. But it's still another devastating scene. You feel so bad for Marcus. You're like, dude, like at that point you almost want to laugh because there's just so much bad shit that happens. You're like, fuck, what can possibly happen next? Like, I don't know what can happen possibly next. But another devastating scene with Marcus's dad just dusting right in front of him, like absolutely devastating. Yeah, so there's a lot of scenes. Anywho, so we'll move back on to some other great scenes that aren't there aren't all devastating scenes. We do have some badass scenes. So back to that dual chainsaw wielding motherfucker. You get to fight that, and it was actually a great fight. You get to fight it on the ground, then it follows up with a fun flying battle you get to do, and then the coup de, I don't know if it's a coup de grace, but it's a hell of a part. The finale in Gears of War 2, Marcus's genius idea to ride a Brumak. Oh, we're gonna ride it. Friggin' awesome. You're wrecking hordes of enemies with their own creation, just fucking them up. Friggin' awesome. The Brumak does turn into this terrifying, horrific creature that we gotta kill, but yeah, man, it was a pretty damn good follow-up to Gears of War. Overall, I don't know. Gears of War 2 is a hell of a follow-up. It's a hell of a damn good game. Like I said, I didn't add it to I have a list of like the greatest sequels of all time. I don't have Gears of War 2 there because it just if they just added in some more better weapons and maybe some cooler mechanics, maybe some more melee options, maybe some more killing animations. I don't know. There needed to be a little bit more new stuff added, in my opinion, for it to make this list. Now, once we talk about this list, it might make some sense. There's some bangers on there, and there's some really high criteria to make that list. I feel like Gears of War 2 just misses the bar. Gears of War 3, without a doubt, just isn't one of the best sequels. That's where, in my opinion, the series starts to take a little bit of a downturn. So playing Gears of War 3, it starts off pretty funk. Like, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, not like feel bad or anything. I'm talking purely story-wise. Doesn't really feel all that interesting. You got, like I talked about, this new lambent enemy type. Don't really give a fuck. But it does finish strong. The final third of Gears of War 3 is phenomenal. You got the Marcus's dad scene. You got some pretty epic battles down the line there as well. And some pretty interesting enemy types is there's like this armored armadillo enemy. That dude was really cool looking, kind of a pain in the ass to fight. But Gears of War 3, it's a good ending to the trilogy. I enjoyed it. I think it finishes strong. It's just the beginning of Gears of War 3 was pretty lackluster. Didn't really jive with it, but yeah, the final bit was really good. Overall, so with Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, I think all in all said, the trilogy is absolutely still worth your time going back and revisiting. They're not long games. I think you can get through each of them 6 to 8-ish hours, anywhere in between there, depending on the difficulty you want to play. I've played them on the hardest difficulty. They're a lot of fun. They're very challenging. There are some very difficult parts if you want to do it. I don't, play it however you want to play it. If you want to play it hard. But they're delightful. They're some of my favorite co-op experiences. I love playing these games. I played these games with I don't know who I was playing them with back in high school, but I've replayed them all with my wife. My wife and I love them. Replayed them with Jetty, and I still love Gears of War. I'm excited for the new game. I will probably replay Gears of War. I feel like my wife wouldn't mind replaying Gears of War, and I would do it again in like a year or two. Hell yeah, I would still play Gears of War. I like the fact that PlayStation is getting them now. Anyway, overall, recommend these games. I think they still look really good. Graphically, they've stood the test of time, which is impressive because they were pushing the limits back then. And you would think like those kind of games don't always age the best, but I think Gears of War has actually aged really nicely with the Unreal Engine. The music is way better than I remembered. The music in this trilogy is phenomenal. The music is awesome. So shout out to the music and the sound design. Guns sound great. The enemies sound awesome. The gore, the effects, beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Like the characters. Good group of characters here that you do get attached to. Especially Dom. Like, Dom's character growth from Gears of War 1 to does he make it to... Yeah, he makes it to 3. He makes it to 3. And but his growth was really good. Marcus could have used a little more development. I wish there was a little more between him and Anya. You know, maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying they have to have a love interest, but I wanted Marcus to develop a little more. You know, maybe his dad and he could have had a few more scenes, a little, to make that death scene in Gears 3 a little more impactful. I just didn't really feel all that attached to Marcus's relationship with his dad. Didn't really catch me, but I think they did a phenomenal job with Dom, Maria. That whole thing was really well done and well executed in the second game. That scene really sticks with me. That will stick with me for sure. That is a hell of a moment right there. If you haven't experienced it, go and experience it. It's a hell of a scene. Very sad, very just soul crushing, and really just defines Gears of War as a franchise. So I think it is one of the best trilogies out there. Not my favorite one, you know, Mass Effect trilogy, that's up there. The Halo trilogy is up. I think, that could be a good versus. That could be a good versus. The Halo trilogy versus the Gears of War trilogy, that could be a good versus. I have been meaning to revisit the Halo trilogy, the original one. I am done with Halo 1. I will not play Halo 1 ever again. I'm done with that game. It does not hold up very well anymore. So I have my opinions. I know Halo 1. Know that game well enough, but I do want to replay Halo 2, Halo 3. It's been a long time, and would like to do those ones, so maybe we'll do that. That could be a fun versus, see which trilogy is better, but we can answer that another day. But all said and done, there's not a lot bad. Like I talked about, the things that hold it back from being one of the best sequels of all time is just purely, you just didn't add in enough new mechanics to the game. The shooting feels the same, but again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But some people did think it was broken. They didn't like the fact that the running, the rolling, the cover is all mapped to one button. So maybe they could have tweaked that a little bit throughout the franchise. They just didn't. They stuck with it, stuck with the guns. Like I said, I got used to it, and I was very comfortable with it. Felt good to me. But I love Gears of War. The trilogy is awesome. Fantastic games. And let me know, did you experience the Gears of War games as they came out? Are you newer to them? Are you now experiencing them on PlayStation? Because now they're releasing them on PlayStation, which I think is awesome. I think they're very worthy of your time. If you are new to the Gears of War, I think they're awesome. They're not, the story's good too. The story's good, characters are good music, good graphics, good gameplay. It's got a lot going for it, man. It's got a lot going for it. It's freaking good time. You have to, I think as a gamer, you have to chainsaw a locust. It's like a must. It's like something you need to have on your bingo card. Like, yes, I chainsawed a locust in Gears of War. That's like, you have to do it as a gamer. It's like a gamer thing. You got to do it. It's like a gamer bucket list thing. It's got to be on everyone's bucket list. So do that. Make sure you do that. And I had a great time replaying the Gears of War trilogy. Like I said, don't know how I feel about playing 4 and 5. Just didn't really like those games all that much, but I wouldn't mind revisiting them. Maybe they're better on a second playthrough when, I don't know, you just don't really have your expectations set all that high. It's not that they're bad games. They're just not the Gears of War that I love. Doesn't have all the characters, and they moved off. They're done. Well, they're not done, but you know what I mean. Anyway, we could talk about it another day, but that was the trilogy, Gears of War. Freaking awesome. Love these games, and that was a fun conversation. So there we go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around with a few friends, maybe an enemy, why not? And I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. So go check out the link in the description. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow along. And so in terms of what else I want to do, future episodes. Next episode is going to be Dark Souls 2 for sure. We're going to be discussing that game. Absolutely. I got best sequels of all time. We got possibly Yakuza Infinite Wealth. That could be an episode. What else have I been working on? Oh, the From Software hardest games ranked with the bosses. That's another one I've been working on. So yeah, there's going to be more. Definitely a FromSoft flavor right now because I went on a little Dark Souls kick right there, FromSoft kick. So I'm definitely going to be doing some stuff revolving around that. It's going to be fun. I watched so many of those videos, the 25 hardest ranked bosses in FromSoft games and hardest areas, and so I finally get to do it myself, and I finally have my own opinions of the games. I played them all now, so it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a fun few episodes right there, and so be looking forward to that. Thank you everybody so much for listening. We'll be back again with some GX Plus.